Whether you are launching a brand new clinic or relocating an existing practice and you're going to go from leasing your space to now owning, buying a medical office space is a major milestone. In this video, I give you my 10-tip guide that breaks down the key considerations to help you make a confident and strategic decision. Tip number 1, zoning and permitted use. Confirm that the property is zoned for medical use. General office zoning may not allow clinical activities, surgical procedures, or the use of biohazardous materials. You want to review any restrictions in the association bylaws, covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or the building's operating agreement. Verify use approvals directly with the city or the county. You want to watch out for spaces that require rezoning or conditional use permits, which can be very time-consuming and uncertain. Tip number 2, location and patient access. Choose a location that is easily accessible by car or public transportation. You also want to make sure that it's close to hospitals and residential communities. Look for buildings with ample parking. Ideally, you're going to want between 5 and 6 spaces per 1,000 square feet that you occupy. Ensure that the property is ADA compliant with ground floor access or elevators for mobility impaired patients. Red flags to look out for are limited parking, complex access routes, or buildings that are difficult to navigate for patients. Tip number 3, size and space planning. You want to allocate approximately between 200 to 250 square feet per exam room. And don't forget, reception and waiting areas, lab space, restrooms, and break rooms for your employees. While doing this, it's important to plan for future growth. Can the space accommodate additional staff, new services, or have space for added equipment? You want to ensure that the ceiling heights and the room sizes support the equipment and the layouts needed for your specific specialty. Plumbing and electrical infrastructure should support multiple sinks, sterilization units, and advanced devices. Be cautious with older buildings or former retail units that need significant retrofitting. Tip number 4, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Confirm that the HVAC systems can support zoning per room or suite. It's essential for both comfort and infection control. Electrical capacity must meet demands for medical equipment such as x-rays or autoclaves or other medical devices. A lot of medical equipment requires a 220 outlet, which is much more powerful to ensure that these devices run properly. Plumbing should include both hot and cold water to each exam room and have adequate draining for labs and surgical spaces. You want to avoid buildings with shared or inadequate systems that can't be individually controlled or upgraded easily. Tip number 5, regulatory compliance. Ensure that the space meets all OSHA, HIPAA, and local health department regulations. Radiology suites require special shielding, permits, and even design approvals. Look for existing fire suppression systems, emergency exits, and ventilation standards suitable for medical use. Confirm that the building can support compliant medical waste and storage. Red flags to look out for are non-compliant layouts or costly upgrades to bring the space up to code. Tip number 6, ownership structure and operating costs. Decide between whether purchasing a condo unit or a standalone property. Condo units come with HOA fees, which may cover exterior maintenance, insurance, and even shared utilities. You want to review the HOA bylaws or the CAM fees, which stands for Common Area Maintenance, in detail. Understand property taxes and how they are assessed in your area. For financing, you want to explore SBA 504 loans or medical specific loan programs that offer competitive terms for physicians and other healthcare professionals. Be cautious with vague HOA rules or high CAM fees that don't deliver corresponding value. Tip number 7, investment value and exit strategy. Choose locations with demand from other providers to protect your resale value. You don't want to be in the same area as a bunch of other providers with your same specialty. You even want to consider whether you would eventually lease the space to another practitioner that would supply you a passive income source. You also want to evaluate neighborhood growth trends and even upcoming developments. Red flags to look out for are low demand areas and units that only appeal to specific users. Tip number 8, build out requirements. Shell spaces or unfinished interiors allow for custom layouts, but do come with a higher upfront cost. Second generation medical spaces, which were previously used by other healthcare professionals, can significantly reduce the construction time and the cost. Confirm who is responsible for the build out, you or the developer, and get timelines and scope of work in writing. If you do need to do a build out, you want a budget between $100 to $250 per square foot for these medical build outs, depending on how advanced you want your office to be. You want to avoid unrealistic timelines or developers that are unwilling to offer build out credits. Tip number 9, technology and infrastructure. Ensure that the space is wired for high-speed internet to support EMR systems and other telemedicine technologies. Designate areas for servers or secure storage that meets all HIPAA and cybersecurity standards. Evaluate whether existing wiring supports your IT, security, and your phone systems. Watch out for older infrastructure that requires expensive upgrades to support modern technology. And last but not least, tip number 10, the most important, build your advisory team. To avoid mistakes and streamline the entire process, surround yourself with professionals who are experienced in medical real estate. You want to work with a commercial real estate broker that specializes in medical office purchases. You also want to work with healthcare architects that have the knowledge of medical codes and workflow designs. Make sure that you work with a contractor that has a proven track record in healthcare build-outs. Also, make sure that you hire a real estate attorney to review any contracts, bylaws, and all compliance issues. And lastly, you want to work with a lender who offers medical specific or SBA loan products. In summary, always confirm zoning, infrastructure, and regulatory compliance before purchasing. Make decisions based on patient access, long-term scalability, and operational efficiency. You want to protect your investment by planning for growth, resale value, and potential leasing options down the road. Lean on experienced professionals to guide you throughout the process. So there you have it. These are my top 10 tips for purchasing medical spaces. If you need help, I'd love to be able to assist you and lead you in the right direction. Reach out to the website below and book a call.